Hello everyone and welcome back to this humble abode of gameplay and memes. Finally, after what feels like forever, we're getting another triumphant return of Supreme Commander Forged Alliance Forever on this channel. For like the 10th time by now.
9th time.
It's going to be, I guess it's just going to keep happening over and over again, me just disappearing, or these videos just disappearing for a few months and then resurfacing. We'll see. But anyway, today's game is going to be a 6 versus 6 on Neroxis Map Generator. Yeah, as you can see, the axis of symmetry is located like this, from the northwest all the way down to the southeast. Yes, it's an axis-based symmetry instead of a point-based, you could see. And yes, we've got 4 clearly pronounced frontal positions on both teams and 2 clearly pronounced sort of back positions, which probably lend themselves very nicely to air. We also got a couple plateaus, which you probably, yeah, it looks like you can't really access them by anything except airdrops. There is some like there are some weird corridors in here, but I'm pretty sure they aren't connected to the outer formations, so yeah. This is a little bit going to be a little bit of a weird map, but still should be entertaining nonetheless. You also got these like useless plateaus with barely any rocks on them, which yeah, probably just the best idea here is to just try and gather all these rocks from down there, without actually landing anything on them. Anyway, let's go ahead and start introducing our players. Starting out from Team 1, in the yellow corner. On the southernmost frontal positions, we are going to be watching GingerbreadMan. At 1800 rank points, playing Cybran in Rusty Railing Orange, going first land. Yeah, we're gonna see quite a few familiar faces here, but I am sure those faces will do us justice and entertain us quite enough. Anyway, moving towards the northwest, our next contestant is going to be Gumbo at 1600 rank points, also playing Cybran, this time in life given yellow, going first land. Further still towards the north, now almost to the northern edge of the map, is going to be yet another Cybran. There's like, wow, I didn't notice before, there's like 4 Cybrans on this team. Yes, this is going to be Juraj, or Juraj, or however you're supposed to pronounce that. I'm sure somebody will correct me in the comments if you'd like to. Once again, playing Cybran, like I already said, this time at 1900 rank points, in Power Play Purple, going first land. The final frontline player on this team is surprisingly not a Cybran, but instead a Seraphim by the name of Nomander. At 2000 rank points, the highest rated player of this team, playing in Thalassophobia Blue, and going this land, right? Yeah, first land, there you go. Anyway, on the backside, we are going to be watching the rapid build-up of 2 players. One is named Tabernapple. I think this is Arnapple, not Maple. Tabernapple. At 1600 rank points, the final Cybran for this team. In Blues Blue, also going first land. And last but not least for this team, we're going to have ourselves a UEF player by the name of F-Odin. At 1900 rank points, playing in Taiga Green, going first land. And moving on to Team 2 in the green corner. Starting conversely from the north, for our first contestant is going to be Zeratu. Not sure if this is like a reference to Zeratu from StarCraft or whatever. I'm sure somebody can explain to me in the comments. Playing once again Cybran, right? What? Yes, no, never mind. This is not Zeratu. Ah, nice, messing up already. This is Sladow-Noob, formerly known as Sladow. Yeah, I guess he added noob to this name because he is in the SNF clan now, and all these guys always have noob at the end of their names. I think it stands for like Saturday Noob Fighting or something. Anyway, yes, playing Cybran at 2100 rank points, quite the opposite of a noob, the highest rated player in this match, going first land. And yes, playing Cybran like I already described. Moving further towards the south is yet another Cybran, so An absolute Cybran infestation we're going to be witnessing today. Another high-rated player by the name of Tryth at 2,000 rank points. Once again going first land, no surprises there, in wet concrete grey. Further towards the south, yes, this is the actual Zeratu that I was describing before. Playing Seraphim, not Cybran, at 1700 rank points in Road Rage Red, my favorite color, or one of my favorite colors in this game, and going first land. The final frontal player for Team 2 is going to be a UEF representative, actually by the name of GreenSubmarine. That's a really cool name. Might be a Beatles reference, might not be. Who knows? Well, except this player, of course. At 1700 rank points, playing UEF, like I already said, in what looks like, yeah, I think this is supposed to be Venomous Green by my own designation, going first land. The back-end players in this time around are going to be Artifax, the actual lowest rated player in this game at 1400 rank points, though I'm sure they let this player into this lobby specifically because they used to have a higher rank but then dropped off for whatever reason. Because yeah, this lobby, the name of this lobby was actually 1600 plus, so I suppose this player was 1600 at some point in the future.
What?
So yes, playing Cybran. I think this is our final Cybran for the day, hopefully. Going first land and rocking the very fashionable and very hard to look at Color Confusion Cyan. And last but not least, for this team and for this particular match, we're going to be looking at Deli, formerly known as Angry Deli. Yes, I actually looked it up, it is true. Playing UEF at 1900 rank points, wearing the brilliant emerald green, and going also first land. This is land, right? I'm not tripping, yes. Alright, now with the player introductions out of the way, let us quickly speed up the game, see what the player is up to, what's up and what's down, and all that cool stuff. I am not entirely sure we're not seeing any air factories for now, it seems like. So I suppose the players aren't in a very big rush to occupy those plateaus, but I'm sure they will fly out some transports eventually because this gigantic plateau over here is definitely worth it. We've got, of course, build-ups of all kinds. No units being sent out from bases at all, in fact, just a bunch of engineers trying to occupy. I forgot to mention, kind of, but yes, this map was a 20 by 20, but judging by its edges, it appears to be more like a 15 by 15, so it's a fairly large map, but not like as large as Satan's Clutch, for example, so there's plenty of elbow room, but at the same time, there is not so much that you can do anything without consequences, you know. Or I should say, I guess, eco without consequences, because I suppose that's what players usually do on larger maps. But anyway, yes, we're going to be looking at first light assault bots as well as tanks and scouts. Never mind yet, this player is Seraphim, of course, they don't have light assault bots, instead we've got a tout and a skank, yes. A scout and a tank charging forward, surprisingly being basically the first to the middle. Unless you count also these engineers out from GingerbreadMan, or GingerbreadMan, that already occupying the plateaus all over the place. We've got attack bombers out from Gumbo bombing the factories of GreenSubmarine, who is trying to establish himself on this, on this landmass, edge building with his commander. Meanwhile, his teammate, I think this is... Oh yeah, no, it's not his teammate, it's GreenSubmarine himself. He's trying to drop some engineers as well in order to build some factories a little bit quicker, but it looks like it's failing because, yes, there's also like a mini ghetto gunship here. There's 2 light assault bots on that transport. So eventually Submarine just gives up and leaves. And yeah, I guess he did get tag teamed by 2 players here, both GingerbreadMan as well as Gumbo working together to capture this extremely important plateau, so I suppose it makes a lot of sense. What doesn't make a whole lot of sense is... oh, never mind. That actually made a ton of sense. I was thinking... well, I was saying what doesn't make a lot of sense is the bombers just bombing a commander because that won't accomplish anything, but no, they're actually bombing the generators and the engineers belonging to GreenSubmarine, so he has been set back quite a bit in the early game, losing so many engineers and also being pounded by that ghetto gunship. They are trying desperately to build up a rail gun, but all of the engineers are getting eliminated, so it's going to be quite an arduous task. Now there are 2 labs running rampant in his base. Of course, you know, labs are quite easily reclaimed by engineers, but for that you need to actually be paying attention, and the owner of the labs to not be paying attention. Okay, he's finally making his own labs to deal with those very quickly, and it should work out, but yeah, I'm pretty sure the railgun will be destroyed before it's ever finished, which means a lot of resources will be wasted. Another airdrop coming in from from GingerbreadMan. This time I'm pretty sure those came from the plateau, not from his main base. So we are already witnessing GingerbreadMan, you know, inflicting massive harassment on GreenSubmarine, destroying more mass extractors. These didn't go into the base, which I'm a little bit surprised about, but I guess there isn't really all that much to destroy in the base. If they did destroy the Hydro, that would have been completely devastating, but they didn't reach quite far enough. And now there are also ground-based mobile anti-air guns out from Zeratu, helping out the teammate, making sure that he isn't completely eliminated from the game. Yeah, the Hydra is just hanging by a thread. I'm pretty sure they should think about repairing it once the situation is under control, which it already is. Even some scouts from GingerbreadMan have already landed and are being destroyed by the labs. Meanwhile, we've got our first, tech upgrades on the ACUs. I've got Juraj going for T2, also T2 for Artifacts, and Gun being paused for Sladow. Let's see if we missed anything. Tech 2 Air HQ done for Deli, apparently. Deli, oh yeah, Deli is not the guy that got harassed, of course. He has built a ton of power generators right next to each other. This is a massive chain reaction waiting to happen. I'm sure he will start reclaiming them soon though, because he's already working on a T2 generator, so yeah, probably should start reclaiming them right away because that's way too many. I'm sure he's gonna be rushing T3 Air like there's no tomorrow. Not yet, I suppose. Not queued up yet, at least not that we can see. On the opposite side of the world, if we look at the supposedly air players of Team 1, we've got ourselves F-Odin's factory just being paused. I'm sure he will start building that once he's done with the second generator. Okay, seems to also have the auto pause thingamabob enabled, where every time there's too much energy being spent, a whole bunch of stuff gets paused. Or maybe it's not an auto pause, maybe he just selected all of the T1 engineers as well as the commander and paused only them. Yeah, maybe that was manual. Great respect for that. Definitely. Some mass extractors still being unoccupied in the middle, or maybe, yeah, maybe they just got run over by some forces from Sladow. You can tell me in the comments, since you're seeing the minimap the whole time. A massive clash between the Mantis bots of Juraj as well as Tryth happening in the middle. They are being assisted by jesters out from Gumbo. So these are the Gumbo's jesters are of course all allied to Juraj. So yeah, the Mantises of Tryth got destroyed. Stealth going up for tabernapple. And Nomander going for Gun as well, now being assisted by tabernapple. Yeah, an interesting rework has recently happened on FAF for the Cybran. So, oh wait, that's not Cybran. Wrong player. Excuse me, who's this? Yeah, tabernapple, there you go. Confused the two blue guys. Whoops, I'm sorry. Yeah, so now, when you have reached the stealth generator, you can now actually go for a nano repair system on the Cybran commander as well. The nano repair system is a direct upgrade to the stealth, so it's added on top of the stealth bonuses, but now instead of stealth giving health, I'm pretty sure it's only the nano that does. Correct me if I'm wrong. And then from nano you can transition into the cloak like you were always able to. A pretty sizable force of mantises, as well as the gun commander with stealth coming from Sladow, trying to harass away the two commanders of Team 1. I'm not entirely sure he should be doing that though, because yeah, you can see Nomander has built gun in T2, stealth on tabernapple. So there is quite a lot of damage and health that Sladow will have to contend with. You can see though the health isn't really dropping on any of them, as all of the commanders are mostly focused on destroying normal units instead of commanders. However, a squadron of gunships, renegade gunships, comes in from tabernapple, and they are now focusing Sladow. Sladow blows up! Control case his commander to make sure he destroys as many gunships as possible before he dies. Because, you know, high skill players, they usually do this thing where when they see that their swarm of gunships is about to destroy the enemy commander, they pull most of the gunships back and let like 2 or 3 of them finish the job. so that most of the gunships aren't destroyed in the commander explosion. Sladow knew that this was going to happen, and he knew he was going to die, as you can see in the chat messages down to the right. So he decided that he should die right now, blow himself up, and destroy as many of these gunships as possible so they can do no more damage. And yes, you can see this game is being played as or with full share, so Sladow's former base now belongs to Tryth. Double Cybran power, all in the hands of one person. Gun speed and range going out for tabernapple. I think Sladow, my man, you had two gun ACUs. Sladow thought that both tabernapple and the other guy, Nomander, that they both had gun. In reality, it was only Nomander that had, but tabernapple will catch up now in that sense. Meanwhile, slowly but surely, Zeratu is advancing along the southern side. GreenSubmarine still not quite sure what to do after slowly but surely recovering. Yeah, you gotta repair that thing, man. Look at this, it's a 43 health. Like, yeah, you need to do something about that. That could literally blow up on your face at the worst possible time. Nano repair also going up for tabernapple, so he's going really hard into commander upgrades, investing a lot of money into that commander. Both commanders of Gumbo as well as GingerbreadMan are now on the front line upgrading each other. Oh, GingerbreadMan already has 2 upgrades now going for Nano. I'm assuming Gumbo will do the same thing. We'll see, I suppose. Well, he's not going Nano just now, probably wants to. I guess he thinks these 2 are enough for now. Oh yeah, by the way, I have a chance to see if the stealth actually gives you health upgrades. Looks like it does, because yeah, I'm pretty sure it does, because the Cybran commander should be starting out at 10,000 health unless they change that as well in one of the patches. So yeah, I guess it does give 2,000 health still, even just the stealth itself. Hahaha. T3 air has of course been achieved. It's already 13 minutes in. You know, high level players, this is a pretty good timing for them, or even a bit of a slower timing at 13 minutes, but you know, they've had it for quite a while, as you can see by the amount of fighters that F-Odin has accumulated. So yeah, it's probably been up for quite a few minutes now. Maybe 10, maybe they got it at 10 or 9. A squadron of Corsairs out from Artifax, so instead of going T3 air, Artifax has gone heavily into T2 air. He's now going to be trying to bomb... Oh, he's trying to bomb Nomander, the exposed commander. However, Nomander has plenty of flak cannons to stop these bombers, as well as an entire T2 stationary shield, so yeah, he's going to be A-okay, and all the bombers will be shot down. Even the fighters from F-Odin joining in the fun, but they are kind of obsolete, or they are kind of, you know, this is too much, they are excessive in here. Probably should be watching the southern flank more closely, as there is a massive clash happening, and not only that, but the commander of Zeratu has airdropped. He has built a T2 transport and airdropped on top of the plateau, trying to take it away from Team 1. However, he's completely on his lonesome, is just the commander. The transport lands now. I'm guessing he just wants the transport there just in case. Both the commanders of Gumbo and GingerbreadMan have been forced to retreat by the superior force of Zeratu, though, which is, I'm sure they're quite happy about that. Now the fighters from F-Odin prowling the area, yeah. So Zeratu really found an opening to airdrop just in time before the fighters of F-Odin came back. Deli is telling, yeah, of course, he's telling Artifacts to go T3 air, as to be expected at this point. Considering the Corsairs, you know, if the Corsairs succeeded in killing at least one of those commanders, both of which had quite a lot of money invested into them, if the Corsairs succeeded in killing at least one of those commanders, that would have been totally worth it. But since it didn't happen, Artifax is going to be out of the game for a very long time now. Okay, so the T3 fighters of F-Odin are flying in and destroying all of the T1 interceptors that have been produced by Zeratu. Yeah, I guess should have pulled those interceptors a little bit further if you wanted them to survive, though I'm not sure Zeratu really cares about them at this point, because it's been quite a while now that both teams have had T3 air, so those interceptors don't really matter anymore. There is a very sizable... Oh, never mind. I was going to say there is a very sizable force being built up by the GingerbreadMan on the plateau, but it's just flares, or just hunters, sorry. I thought those would be hoplites, but no, these are clearly just hunters, so nothing special. A T3 engineer has been dropped by GingerbreadMan, for some reason constructing a stealth field generator? Well, we'll see how that works out, I suppose. Onto the cover of the stealth, you can definitely do some nice stuff. Oh, but meanwhile, GreenSubmarine is also joining Zeratu in attempts to take over the plateau and producing tons of mech marines already running amok, causing all sorts of chaos, destroying even T2 mass extractors. Oh, that's a serious loss. The commander of GingerbreadMan has now been airdropped on the plateau as well. Now they're going at it, the two of them. GingerbreadMan and Zeratu both bringing their commanders to bear. GingerbreadMan's commander is has a little bit more money put into it with both stealth, gun, and nano. The transport gets shot down, so there Zeratu has no way of escaping now. All he can do is just stand and fight. Oh, fire beetles coming in! Careful! Careful, there fire beetles are coming in! Oh no! Oh no! He is so done. Yep, there you go. Fire beetles doing the job just as you'd expect them to, and Zeratu bites the dust. Or more like GingerbreadMan bites the dust that came from Zeratu being blown to smithereens in a massive nuclear explosion. It's not even nuclear, it's a Seraphim nuke. God knows what that's made from. Nomander and Tabernapple. Okay, Tabernapple is going for nano again. I seem to recall him going for nano before. What happened? Did he cancel it? Or am I just tripping? I'm not sure, but yes, the Cybran commanders definitely have nano at this point. I don't know, I feel like that makes them among the probably like the strongest early game commanders of all four factions. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that it really sounds like incredibly powerful. Like, sure, they can't go gun and T2 at the same time, but like, who cares when you've got bonus health from stealth, the actual stealth itself, and then nano on top of that, and a gun. It's like a UEF commander pretty much. Like, you know how the UEF commander can go nano, gun, and shield. This is basically like the same thing pretty much. At least that's how I feel. Obviously, you know, the UEF commander has more health, but this one's got stealth and also a whole bunch more regeneration. And doesn't require electricity to run, so there's that also. Yeah, so a bit of a standoff between you know, Tryth and Artifacts on one side and Tabernapple and Nomander on the other side. Just nothing much happening so far. Just builds up. The experimental, of course, has been started by Artifacts. It's a Monkey Lord. I'm sure on the opposite side a Monkey Lord is also being prepared. Does Team 1 know about this one? Yeah, they know about the Monkey Lord of Team 2, so I'm sure they're making one of their own. It says 30%. Oh yeah, Juraj says the Monkey Lord is at 30%. Fair enough. T3 generator going up for Juraj. I'm assuming it's his first one. Would be a little bit silly if he had more. Okay, I was gonna say Juraj also has access to Seraphim tech, but it's actually been built by another player. It was built by Nomander. I'm sure this is a high level game. So nice TML snipe loser, says Tryth. I'm not entirely sure what he's talking about. Oh yeah, right. So it looks like Tabernapple tried to snipe Tryth using the tactical missile launchers, building up a whole battery here, but didn't quite work out, and now this position is under attack by a bunch of bricks. However, it doesn't seem like those bricks will have very much success, because T3R has also been achieved by Tabernapple, sorry. T3R has been achieved by Tabernapple at this point, and he is still going gunships. You know, before he was going T2 gunships, now he goes T3 gunships. Man really lost his gunships. You gotta give him credit where credit's due. The dedication is all there. The Monkey Lord gets up for Artifacts, so Team 2, Team 1 better watch out. This could cause some serious problems for them. The two fire bases are now exchanging artillery fire as well. Yep, Nomander sees that the Monkey Lord is up, or knows, but it looks like Juraj is now, after having built 2 power generators in just like under a minute, is now almost done with a Monkey Lord of his own as well. Wow, that's some incredible speed. I'm guessing Juraj has just much better eco compared to Artifacts. You would expect that based on their rank difference. Yeah, 413 versus 271, 282 now. And Juraj, mind you, Juraj is only working with 1 base. It's not like he has 2 bases and Artifacts has 1. They both only have 1. And it looks like Juraj is just utilizing his resources a little bit better, although he does have access to that little pocket that is relatively close to the front line, while on the opposite team, it's actually Tryth who owns that. The Monkey Lord from Artifax is doing some weird dances in the canyon. Yeah, you know, the experimental in this game, they do sometimes get stuck on these like cliffs and rocks. Sometimes they get stuck so hard that they can't move at all anymore. It can get quite frustrating. Another experimental has been built by Tryth. It's actually also a Monkey Lord, but it's all the way back at the base. So it's gonna be a while before that gets to the front line. Artifax gives up his Monkey Lord in order for Tryth to control it, so the Tryth has 2 Monkey Lords now. It looks like they've got nothing to worry about for now. Even though there are T3 Seraphim mobile shields in the mix out from Team 1, still it looks like the bricks on the front line that are being now heavily produced by Tryth are more than enough to repel the entire force. Even though of course there are also plenty of Wohoos and snipers, and there are like enough snipers to almost one-shot a single brick by now. Still, you know, the bricks are pretty scary. They are constantly walking and shooting, and you know, in a matchup where it's just bricks versus snipers, bricks will probably win because they are just got enough health to tank. Oh, whoops, sorry, that was my bad. It's not just a sniper force out from the Seraphim here, out from Nomander, it's a combined arms force with snipers, shields and tanks. Another T3 force is slowly making its way through the middle out from Tryth. Actually, yes, targeting the fire base of Juraj. It's not the one that I was talking about before, it's another one. Is it protecting a mass extractor or... Yeah, it doesn't look... Yeah, okay, there's one mass extractor in this fire base, so... It's definitely worth keeping up, but it looks like it will survive for now. As most of the bricks have been killed off, it's now just a bunch of bouncers as mantises, and they won't really be a good matchup for Cerberus turrets. There was an air fight brewing for a moment, but it looks like both main air players have reconsidered. So now they're just kind of floating there, looking for an opportunity for an attack. This is a little bit too close for comfort, though. You'll see a bunch of... Yep, there you go. You'll see a bunch of fighters out from... Who's this? Deli. Sorry, yeah. A bunch of fighters from Deli getting blasted out of the sky by the lightning tanks of Nomander. So yeah, it's not just snipers, shields and tanks, it's also some lightning tanks as well. Meanwhile, yes, on the plateau, of course, after the death of Zeratu, now it's basically impossible for Team 2 to take over this plateau because there's such a massive buildup. And now it looks like Gumbo has been airdropping some mobile artillery onto this plateau, and now this mobile artillery is blasting the forward positions of GreenSubmarine. So Submarine absolutely cannot catch a break in this game. You know, he is alive, but what kind of life is it when you're constantly getting blasted by just about everything? He is building some Ravagers, he's doing a bit of a Ravager creep, but I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, the mobile artillery should be outranging Ravagers because, you know, it's such a different type of unit. The Monkey Lords clashed in the middle. I of course missed it. Both Monkey Lords from both teams have died. There's now also Ythiltha out from Tryth as well. It looks like an air fight is happening overhead in the meantime, and for now it seems like Deli is coming out on top, I want to say. Like, yes, of course, there are still fighters in the area out from F-Odin, but it looks like, yep, at this point, Deli has completely cleaned house. Yeah, unfortunately, we have missed the first experimental clash of the game, but it looks like there was no consequences because they both just died in the middle. The two Monkey Lords rammed into each other and just got destroyed. Are there any more Monkey Lord wreckages? Because I think we're missing one. Well, I don't see any more. However, you can see the forward base belonging to Nomander getting blasted with some heavy artillery out from Tryth, and all of his forces seem to have either retreated or just been eliminated. It looks like they're just hiding under the shields for now, mostly snipers. Of course, more experimental clashes happening in the south at the same time as well. There was a Megalith versus a Ythiltha duel here. Of course, the Megalith wins, but then takes some heavy damage after Ythiltha is killed due to his lightning field. Juraj controlled K's out of the game. You can see this is the commander standing right here, so he might have just had to go. Yeah, it looks like he just had to go. Transfers everything to Nomander. A squadron of T3 strategic bombers has now been prepared by tabernapple, so he's shifted from gunships to bombers. You know, those gunships, they won't really achieve much now that the Team 1 has lost air. Although, of course, you know, Deli still needs to be paying attention, still needs to see where those gunships are going and react accordingly. But I'm sure, as a almost 2000 ranked player, he can handle that responsibility. The upper plateau base, formerly belonging to Tabernapple, well, kind of still belonging to him. And also Nomander is getting completely eradicated now. Stealth generator down, a whole bunch of other stuff down. I think it might have even been a soothsayer. Yeah, might have just lost a soothsayer to this artillery fire. And they show no signs of stopping, is what I wanted to say, but then two of the Gunthers immediately got destroyed by an incoming tactical missile. So I guess it's not over yet. Yeah, so the engineers of Tryth might still be building here, but he's handling so many things that he might be slowly but surely losing on all fronts. Whoop! Another shield gets popped by the missile barrage. This man does not have enough missile defense anywhere. Meanwhile, the first nuke, an actual nuke of the game, flies out, and it actually, interestingly enough, comes from Artifacts, the player I personally least expected a nuke from. Let's see where exactly that's going to go. Looks like it's going towards this forward base that has been a thorn in Team 2's side for a very long time. It's got 6 shields, so the loss of this base is definitely going to be felt, especially if it hits a couple gunships as well. Oh no, get your gunships off the... Ah! Nope. The gunships get destroyed as well. A whole bunch of nuclear fire. This time it's a Cybran nuke, so I wonder how much damage that nuke has actually done, like in terms of mass. If we can see here, it's destroyed 34,000 mass, or 34,000 mass equivalent. I'm not sure how to say it properly. Probably should be, but I'm not. It destroyed only 1 mass extractor, which is not that high value, but still 6 shields down. You know, Tryth's position is no longer getting blasted by a bunch of artillery. I'd say it was still worth it. So yeah, at this point it's the fighters of Deli that are flying out with impunity. There's a massive nuke that just gone off. Oh, GingerbreadMan. Yep, GingerbreadMan. I'm pretty sure he just got killed by all these gunships that just, yeah, they just flew in and just kind of murdered GingerbreadMan. That was a thing that happened. Just a bit of an afterthought. Teleporter going up for Artifacts, already done with laser as well. Ooh. We should be paying attention to this, man. Good thing I looked at the exact same time as he was completing it. Gumbo also has laser on his commander, and he has cloaking as well, so ooh. We've got a telemazer on one side and a cloak mazer on the other side. This is going to be something. Meanwhile, Deli has also built himself a Novax satellite, which is now attacking the air factories, the air grid of F-Odin. Quite painfully so, I dare say. I don't think Mr. what's his face Artifax is not teleporting yet. However, yeah, due to the eradication of the forward position of Nomander, the enemy bricks, as well as I'm sure mantises, are getting to sneak in and slowly but surely overrun those positions. You've got some support commanders out from Nomander. Those are combatants, which means they've got stealth and enhanced sensors, I think. Sorry, not stealth, nano and enhanced sensors, but yeah, they are of course no match for a megalith. You could throw, I'm pretty sure you could throw like 20 of these at the megalith and they will still all die. But I'm sure Nomander with his 2, at this point like 3 bases, surely will be able to secure this position in very short order with a bunch of megaliths, some monkey lords and whatnot. Oh, teleportation, where did he go? Oh, he's gone right here. Oh, he's attacking the commander. Oh, he's attacking the commander of whoever this is, F-Odin. Yep, he's destroying F-Odin's commander. Can he pull it off? Oh, he more than can pull it off. It's going to be extremely easy for him, actually. Boom! Pop goes F-Odin's commander. He is eliminated from the game. And now there are only 3 players remaining on Team 1. Well, that was something. Oh, but it's not over. It's not over. Another commander is being airdropped into the area. This is the commander of Gumbo, and he's got more health. He's got way more health than the commander of Artifax. So now this is a losing matchup, and Artifax does not manage to teleport out in time. So yeah, teleported in, assassinated the opposing air player, but got instantly punished with a transport drop. Very timely, very professional airdrop out from Gumbo. Great job, and they even out the score, and there are still there's now an equal amount of players left in both teams. So the base, the forward base, the upper plateau base of Tabernapple is still somehow operational. Has built up more TML launchers, which another interesting change. I'm pretty sure beforehand those things had 6 maximum missiles in them. Now it's only 4. So I suppose they've also changed that a little bit, reduced the maximum amount of missiles. Artifax is pinging out the SMD. Yes, the strategic missile defense unit right here. It's almost charged up, but not quite. It's only protected by 1 Cybran shield, making it extremely vulnerable. But we'll see yet if Team 2 actually acts on it or not. Yes, we've got a Novak satellite that I've described before. It has done some substantial damage. You can see, yep, destroyed a whole bunch of generators and air factories for F-Odin. I wonder if it's destroyed the... No, it hasn't. Yeah, it hasn't destroyed the headquarters factory, so whoever inherited F-Odin's base can still produce more planes from it. A nuke flies out from the base formerly belonging to Artifax, now belonging to Deli. It's going towards... I don't know where, but it is definitely going. I'm hoping he doesn't launch it at this SMD unit, wherever that was, because that will get stopped. But it looks like, oh, it's stopping right here. It's dropping on another forward base. This time around, I think it only destroyed, once again, 4 massive structures. Okay, then that's more than worth it. It almost destroyed a Monkey Lord as well, but, you know, it didn't quite walk close enough. Would have been really funny if a Monkey Lord just walked into the blast radius of the nuke and also got destroyed, but that didn't quite happen. The commander of Gumbo still flying around on a transport, now fully regenerated, fully vetted. How much health does he have, I wonder? I can't select it. No, I don't want to drop it. I guess I can't really select it. Oh, Gumbo is overflowing mass like crazy, by the way. Nice. And speaking of overflowing mass, let's check the economy, shall we? So they've got Nomander ahead of the entire world with 1,000 mass per second. Everybody else is fairly far beneath him, with everybody basically under 700 per second. In terms of reclaim, we've got a slight lead for Team 1 as well. I'm guessing because more, you know, Team 1 has produced more stuff overall and then had to reclaim a bunch of it. Because I'm fairly certain that most of the clashes happened in the middle, so they were like anybody's game. But yeah, ultimately it looks like Team 1 is coming on top of reclaim, coming out on top of the reclaim game so far. And if we check out, yeah, total mass accrued, you can see that Team 1 is 550,000 mass ahead in terms of total mass generated throughout the game. Insane. Nomander suddenly lost a whole bunch of mass output. I guess it was just he was gaining it from reclaim, but it might also be because he's now started construction of a Yelona Os. Oh my. What's the ETA on that thing, brother? Can I see? Well, I guess not, but it's already 20% done, and it's they're doing it like, yeah, 1% for every 10 seconds, I want to say, so it's going to go up pretty soon. So we'd best hope Team 2 has some kind of an answer for it, because otherwise the game is going to be over extremely quickly. If we take a look at GreenSubmarine, for example, he's got himself an SMD unit, which is not loaded and isn't even charging. Should probably have those engineers assist the unit. Anything else? A bunch of artillery pieces in front defending against the invading hordes of Gumbo. Although Gumbo's got himself 3 megaliths in here, so I'm not sure a bunch of these artillery pieces are going to be enough. Super fast-paced nuke production now out from Deli. Yeah, doing it way faster than Artifax was. Not entirely sure what's up with that, but I guess he just has way more mass capacity. Mass production. More Monkey Lords and more megaliths dying on the front line. And it looks like another air engagement is about to happen in the sky as the megaliths clash. This is going to be an epic shot right here. As long as I can... Yep. There you go. All the planes coming together overhead as a couple megaliths charge into the enemy megalith. What an incredible sight. Hey, Okay, so Team 2's megalith goes down first, but then, oh, then a nuke lands. That's not a nuke. That was a commander. Oh, it was a nuke, but Gumbo's commander has landed right next to the nuke. Yep, Gumbo's commander has actually just landed right next to the nuke and got blown up before the transport could pick him back up. Oh, how unfortunate for Gumbo. Oh well. I guess he didn't even react to it. I don't know, he probably was like, I don't know, he did say no! He's probably completely dead inside by now, like, oh yeah, look at this, I got this like cool badass Rambo commander with stealth and the laser and everything, and then just lands right as a nuke is about to hit, right next to the blast, right inside the blast radius, and gets destroyed. I never got to see how much health he had. How sad. Okay, no more nukes out from Artifax Deli so far, but I guess it's just T1 engineers, they shouldn't matter that much. 4 Ythilthas charging in against 2 megaliths now. I think there were more megaliths before, but I'm guessing when Gumbo lost control of them, it suddenly became very easy targets for the enemies. These weird wires coming out of the ground, I'm not entirely sure what those are about, but damn, look at those Ythilthas just melting those megaliths, my lord. 4 Ythilthas surviving and still going strong, still charging towards the enemy positions, while the engineers in behind are getting to reclaim all of this delicious wreckage. Look at this. 3 megaliths and 3 monculors just lying around there for the taking. All to be consumed by Mr. Submarine, as his Ythilthas are continuing their rampage, very wisely keeping the most hurt Ythiltha in the back line so he can regenerate a bit of health and its DPS could still be applied. I think there's another air fight breaking out. This time it looks a little bit more even, I want to say, although ultimately I am pretty sure this time Deli is going to lose it. Unless I'm underestimating him as per usual, as I usually do in those air fights. Another megalith crawling around below, this time from Tryth. It looks like tabernapple actually retreats, which will cause more casualties. However, he has very wisely retreated towards the allied air defense, which is now shooting down all of the remaining Deli's planes. I think Deli has had a bit of a lapse in control here, because now all of his fighters are getting blasted by the opposing SAM launchers. That is the worst position you will ever find yourself in as an air player, and they are still patrolling. He's still not pulling them out. There are still just free kills for those SAM launchers. I don't understand what's happening. He's probably controlling something else. The Ythilthas are still charging. Something died here, I'm not sure what that was. They are supported by T1 attack bombers. Not entirely sure what that's all about, but it looks like they found a bit of an air production facility, a bit of an air grid that now belongs to Tabernacle. I'm sure it used to belong to either GingerbreadMan or Gumbo, but now it belongs to Tabernacle, although it doesn't really matter because it's about to be destroyed. I'm pretty sure there is nothing that can stop those 4 Ythilthas at this point. The one in the front now appears very hurt. It's a 5-star veteran. You might want to bring it back actually, so it can regenerate, but at least the generators that blow up don't hurt the Ythilthas because they were far enough away. So we're still going to continue the glorious rampage of 4 Ythilthas. Is that another air fight I'm seeing on the minimap? Hold up. No, they're just flying around. There are, however, 3 megaliths that tried to attack but are now retreating, all the while getting blasted by a bunch of whalers that are now being produced by Deli. I guess, yeah, since Deli inherited the base of Artifacts, he has been producing some whalers, or maybe it's here somewhere? I am not sure who's producing these. Can't see. Oh, well, yeah, there's one T. Yeah, okay, there's one T3 Air Factory that was producing whalers the whole time. They've still got plenty of air defense, though, with these lightning tanks. Oh, that's a 5-star veteran lightning tank. Holy moly. I've never seen that before. My lord. 27 kills. What a grizzled lightning tank. They're gonna kill even more fighters here because suddenly those decided to land. They're now getting blasted by megaliths in addition to the lightning tanks. Okay, finally. That megalith almost got destroyed, but not quite. The other one is completely green, as in has both got green health and also not a veteran at all. The Filthas, meanwhile, are still charging in, causing all sorts of havoc. They have now finally been destroyed by a combination of gunships and strategic bombers and corsairs, but not before doing even more damage and wrecking yet another base. It doesn't appear to have been an important base, there was just a bunch of generators. It's more of an inconvenience, if anything. Now those utilities are just free food for the gunships because, yeah, because sadly Deli isn't protecting them. A bit of a miscoordination between Deli and Submarine. So those utilities are just a free meal for the prevailing gunships. Another airfight is of course going to break out finally, but at this point it looks like Deli might be in over his head. And also it's no longer worth fighting because the final utility is dead. It might get to destroy a couple more T3 mass extractors, which is going to be some serious damage anyway, but they need to somehow claim this reclaim field and not allow Team 1 to reclaim them, because if they do, it's not gonna be worth it at all. It looks like Deli is still coming out on top here. I keep not giving him enough credit. He's constantly exceeding my expectations and winning all the air fights. I apologize profusely. I don't know why I want him so badly to lose. I actually promise I don't at all. I don't want him to lose. I don't care, but it just kind of happens naturally. Okay, we've got some advanced combatants. These guys have overcharge on them as well, in addition to the other stuff. And there's a Rambo com as well, but yeah, one Rambo cannot stand up to 2 megaliths. I'm sorry, that's just not happening. Like, yeah, he's regenerating super fast, but considering he isn't shooting and isn't doing anything, basically just easy meal for the megaliths. The first Yathiltha missile is in the air. We missed the first launch, which is really sad. But yes, the YOLO missile is now in the air. It is very much flying towards the main bases of Team 2. However, this one will get stopped because there are a couple of nuke defense units here. That's just one. And I'm sure there are more in the base as well, if you can see here. Yeah, a whole bunch of stuff got destroyed. It looks like maybe there was must have been an artillery piece that I missed as well. Can't see it right now. Oh, it was right here. Oh, never mind. Yep, there's the Cybran disruptor. Yes, it must have been blasting the air production facilities of Deli, excuse me. So it did some serious horrific damage. There is a massive explosion, which, yeah, it was a nuke. It was a nuke launched by Artifax. Artifax just destroy a bunch of support commanders, which does hurt, but isn't particularly important at this stage of the game when you've got a Yellow Wasp bearing down on you. But yeah, so I suppose the utilities, the main task they were sent to do was to eliminate this disruptor, which I didn't even see at all. The yellow nuke is approaching the air production of Deli, but it still gets shut down. Another nuke out from from the same Liberator. I don't know what Deli is doing, but that Liberator is just charging up like mad. Look at this, already almost halfway done with another one. I don't think this Liberator will ever surpass the Yellow Wasp, but he'll be damned if he doesn't try. Ooh, a bunch of snipers get clipped by the Liberator nuke, and also the megalith gets stunned by it and is now easy prey for the opposing megalith. But still, another yellow nuke flies out. The Novak satellite out from Deli scouts out the Yellow Wasp. I'm sure they saw it before, but it's good to just see it constantly, I suppose. Yellow Wasp, yes, it is flying through the air. Let's see if it gets intercepted or not, because, you know, they've already spent 4 counter missiles trying to shoot it down. Yeah, another one was just fired from somewhere over here. Oh, okay. Another one eliminated. Cool. So the big explosions, the real big explosions, haven't come in just yet, but you just wait. They'll be here very soon. Yeah. Sorry, I had to drink a little bit. Another airfight breaks down. Okay, I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say that Deli is going to win, because he always wins air. While on the ground, yet another epic clash is taking place at the same time. This one isn't that epic, considering it's just Mega versus Mega. You know, it's not like 4 Yathilthas versus 2 Megaliths that we've seen before. Another yellow nuke going out. Okay, maybe this one is finally going to land. Yeah, of course, the gunships are going to get eliminated by the fighters. The yellow is going... Oh, it's not getting shot down. It's not getting shot down at all. Let's look at the glory. I don't see the nuke. Where's the nuke? Oh, there it is. Okay. Oh, this is the inappropriate time to play that epic version of Claire de Lune that you've seen in the trailer of the Godzilla movie, the one with King Ghidorah. And yes, angry Deli gets destroyed. Sorry, just Deli now, my bad. But I'm sure he's angry now. His entire production facility is mostly annihilated, although the headquarters are still standing, interestingly enough. However, the Liberator is still intact. The Liberator that has now destroyed 181,000 mass is still standing, still going strong. A true Liberator right there. Alright, so one Utility got eliminated from the attacking force. Two are still going strong though. They are faced with one Megalith and another one almost done. So I'm sure, yeah, two of them will be enough. There's a whole bunch of plane wreckages here near the Yellow Noas. Not entirely sure what those were, but ooh, another yellow nuke lands and pulverizes that pesky little forward base that was producing anti-nukes constantly. Well, that one is no more as well. Didn't clip a commander though, so kind of fine in that respect. Okay, yes, so the Thilthas are of course gonna get dismantled here by all the gunships and all the megaliths and everything. They will cause some serious damage here. You can see this this one, the death ball is basically inside the megalith, so it's gonna hurt a lot. Although it's still, I don't think the ball itself does damage, it's only the lightning that comes out of it that does, so the megalith does take tremendous damage, but it's still like not nearly as bad as if the ball itself did hurt. They are destroying some shields as well, or you know, overloading some shields, but it doesn't quite seem to be enough. You can see the other yellow nuke getting intercepted on the minimap. So even though it's already landed twice and destroyed, how much mass is it destroyed now? 378,000, already outpacing the Liberator by a mile. But even so, even though it's destroyed so much already, there is still some resistance to it. Very nice to see another two Uthilthas coming in, and this time they are behind the megaliths, and more megaliths coming out from the other side. There's three out from Tryth. Of course, the gunships being dispatched to stop them. It looks like all of the fighters from Deli have been finally eliminated, so I can finally say he lost air at least once this game. The Uthilthas will not be enough. They're already being stopped by the megaliths, who realized their error and turned around. There is one megalith remaining, everything else has been taken down. They really need some better ground-based air defenses, because otherwise I'm not sure all of those megaliths and Uthilthas can ever go through. I mean, well, the Uthilthas themselves are of course having serious problems dealing with the opposing megaliths, but when you bring megaliths into the mix, they are just, yeah, completely easily just eaten up by the gunships, by the glorious UEF broadswords. Alright, so the forward base that had a nuke defense unit on it actually is finally getting destroyed by the Thilthas. They are doing some serious damage. They are dismantling the megalith construction facility now, which consists of a quantum gateway and a bunch of hives, in case you didn't realize. Another nuke going out from the Liberator as another nuke from the Yelona lands on a bunch of mass extractors. Really, yeah, the prize this time is just a bunch of mass extractors getting pulverized. Yeah, look at this glorious Seraphim flower, my lord. It's beautiful. But that's about it. Another nuke already going out from the Yelona, but did they take down the sole nuke defense unit? Oh my god, did they? Seriously? No way, right? No way. No, they didn't. Okay. I was gonna say, like, oh my god, did they just take down the sole nuke defense unit that was protecting the Yelona Wasp? Because that would have been insane. Okay, no, there's another yellow nuke coming in. This one is getting intercepted, actually. So, yeah, I guess the Nomander still hasn't really touched GreenSubmarine's base with his with his nukes, so those are still going. And Submarine himself has managed to build up a Duke, which is now firing upon the... I'm not sure what it's firing upon. I guess we should find out in a moment. Can you... Oh, okay, it's firing upon the Yelona Wasp, predictably, yes. His teammates are telling him to do exactly that. It has done some damage. You can see one of the objects here being destroyed. Oh! Strategic bombers flying overhead. They hit the Yelona Wasp, but don't destroy it. Ooh, I zoomed in just in time to see that. They do eliminate another shield, however, so As more, the pressure is slowly mounting up. A defensive yellow nuke this time hits a megalith and a whole bunch of other ground units. I'm not sure how wise that was. I think the megalith will survive. Never mind. Just as I was about to say, the megalith gets vaporized. Well, not quite vaporized. It's still 18,000 mass left behind. More Euthylthos coming in. This time, however, there are defensive Euthylthos. Now, those could prove even more problematic than the megaliths because, you know, when the Euthylthos die, they can still defend the area, sort of area denial stuff and things. Some fat boys being brought to bear as well, this time by tabernapple, so yeah, he's inherited F-Odin's base, obviously, so he can produce some fat boys as well. The Euthyltha gets super close, oh my goodness. The Euthyltha got so close that it got hit by an overcharge attack from the commander. Oh, but the artillery shells, the Duke shells are now landing on the Yellow Nalas. This is really dangerous. The Euthyltha itself, the death ball won't hit the Yellow Nalas, but the shells from the Duke, now that all the shields have been eliminated or just overloaded, some shells from the Duke will start landing. Another T3 shield goes up, so for now it seems like they're in the clear, but the shield will get seriously damaged by the death ball. That's worth keeping in mind, I mean, sorry. And now the yellow nuke goes, is it going towards the Liberator? Because that would have been really funny if that got deflected as well. One anti-nuke, yep. Another yellow nuke gets intercepted because they keep trying to destroy that Liberator, but the Liberator is still standing strong. Long live the glorious Cybran Liberator. Artillery spam coming in from Tryth. He gave up on the idea of trying to use megaliths to destroy the stuff. He is now using just artillery instead, but it's quite easily stopped by the gunships. The same cannot be said for the Euthyltha that is walking straight towards the Yellow Nalas. It's already so close. It's incredibly close. Look at this. It's already firing upon the yellow. There is nothing that can stop it now. Oh my god, the Yellow Nalas goes down and takes the commander of Nomander with it. They did it. They did it. They destroyed the game ender while being pulverized by it and while having no game ender of their own. Except one Duke, but that doesn't really count, it's not a game ender. Deli says, actually crazy game. I have never seen build so much Euthyltha. Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, the Euthylthas can be quite unwieldy because, you know, they constantly die and can hurt their own. Sorry, I mean, when they die, they can hurt their own allies pretty badly. It's like a Zerg Rush, says Artifax. You mean Zerg Rush of Euthylthas? Because that sounds pretty amazing. I hope someday they introduce a game ender unit that is like a factory that pumps out experimental units. I think that would be fantastic. Well, now with the Yellow Nalas gone, they can definitely start rebuilding all of those bases, which they are already doing. Yeah, some T3 mass extractors going up. You should definitely build some storage units because... Wait, what? How did Deli die? Oh, yeah, right. Deli got clipped by the yellow nuke, right? My bad. Okay, I was gonna say submarine should be... Submarine should start building more mass storage units to store all that mass he's getting from the extractors. He's actually getting no mass from the extractors because the wreckage has been vaporized. So that's my bad. Another megalith walking towards the main base of formerly Nomander. Megalith is still destroyed. There's, yeah, insane amounts of broadsword gunships now being pumped out, and a whole bunch of Autoshalas defending as well. Autoshalas are really good at destroying T1 units, unlike, for example, the Aeon Oblivion cannons, which, fun fact, I'm pretty sure there are no Aeon in this game at all. Shield going up for submarine, yeah, it's about time, really. The Dragonfly carrying around the commander of Tryth. Wonder where he's going. Also, the Cybran shield looks like it's constantly overloaded, but I'm really not sure by what. Do they have another artillery, T3 artillery that I missed? Because I'm pretty sure there was no T3 artillery besides that one disruptor and the Duke that is currently standing. Interesting. Okay, so we've got a bunch of fighters flying straight through the middle of the map. I guess they're accompanying the gunships. Perhaps Tabernapple has decided on a final, like, death ball push where he's gonna assemble a massive amount of broadswords and just try to throw them at the enemies. At the enemy ACUs directly. Nomander has spotted the ACU of submarine. who is not working on the shield dome upgrade, which I feel like he should, because you know the shield dome has just an insane amount of health. It's like 50,000 or something ridiculous. I don't quite remember, but it is ridiculous. That is one thing I can tell you for sure. Fat Boy is now defending the air production facilities of Tabernacle. He still needs to rebuild those facilities though. A whole bunch of them are still in smoldering ruins, though I guess, yeah, the task of rebuilding is being hampered a little bit by them constantly getting blasted by that Duke. But yeah, the Fat Boys will very easily deal with the Euthilthus, or should, as long as there aren't like twice as many Euthilthus as there are Fat Boys. The Liberator, the heroic Liberator that is still somehow operational, is launching yet another missile. I wonder where that's gonna go. I think I saw, oh, there it is. Okay, yeah, it is going towards the main base of formerly Nomander, now Tabernacle. GreenSubmarine has been defeated by Control K. Oh, I missed it. No. Yep, the death ball actually worked. So, yep, Tabernacle just threw all his gunships at GreenSubmarine, who died right here. Unfortunate, but that I missed it. I mean, but we can imagine what happened, and I'm not entirely sure it's going to change the outcome, because you know it's just one commander. All his stuff went to the ally. Oof. Yep. The main base of Nomander is now no more, so we can officially stop referring to it as the base of Nomander. It's now simply Tabernaple's other base that used to exist but doesn't anymore. The Duke continuously dismantles the air production facilities of formerly F-Odin, now Tabernaple. The headquarters are still up, however, so he can still keep producing at a reasonable pace. I'm not entirely sure he's going to be able to rebuild all of this gunship force, though. Tabernaple says I have no power. Ooh, really? That is a serious issue. Oh, wow. He really doesn't have too much power. That is a massive problem. You gotta fix it somehow. Probably the best course of action at this point would probably be mobile eco, so that you could, you know, a whole bunch of Rascoms, but I really didn't see too many Rascoms in this game. I'm almost thinking like maybe they deleted them from the game in one of the patches. Although I feel like it would be a little bit too cruel. Actually, do we even have a quantum gateway anywhere? I kind of want to check before the game ends. Because at this point, I am not entirely sure what Tabernacle can do, considering Tryth is just crawling all over the map everywhere. Not entirely sure the Duke is even shooting anything, but it should be shooting, but I'm just not sure what exactly. Okay, what's your face? Tryth, do you have any quantum gateways anywhere? I don't see any. I don't know. The Fat Boys are still dealing with the Euthilthus, but the headquarters are extremely threatened at this point. Oh, the Fat Boy is going to get clipped by the lightning, by the ball lightning, but not quite destroyed. All of the artillery spam, both Medusas as well as UEF Lobos, no, these are just Medusas, my bad, are now in the enemy base. They're also accompanied by flak cannons this time, so they can actually put up a fight against the opposing gunships. The megalith is coming up as well. This is not great. Shield up, Tryth, make cloak or something. Okay, yeah, that's fair. You should definitely make cloak or something. I'm not entirely sure why his SMD unit is paused. I guess he's like, yeah, well, there's no way they're gonna nuke us now. They've got nowhere to build one, so. But yeah, I am not seeing any quantum gateways. Did they really just remove Rascoms from the game? Because that would be really bizarre. Maybe they just made those, you know, not very worth building, but the Scathus for Tryth is finally up and firing. So let's see where it... Oh, okay, well the first volley has just landed right here, so never mind that. Didn't hit anything. The Fat Boys are still mostly managing, however... Ooh, no, never mind. There's a half-health megalith approaching the last hiding place of Tabernacle, and it's not looking very good. Right, what is that? Yeah, alright. The Scathus is still shooting God knows what. Still wasting his shots on a bunch of nothing. Okay, you gotta retarget that stuff, my man. Can you show me? Alright, well, finally. He's actually targeting what he's supposed to be targeting. There are no more shields left. There's like 2 of them standing, but they're all overloaded at this point. He might be completely out of energy. Yep, no energy to support the shields, so now he's completely at the mercy of the Scathus. Did take down the megalith thanks to all of these Fat Boys. Fat Boys are doing the absolute Lord's work here. However, one of them is about to get destroyed, and the other ones could also be destroyed right now because of the... Yep, okay, the Scathus finally hits them. and Tabernapple control case out of the game, bows out, and bids everybody farewell. So yeah, not bad for a comeback game, eh? And by that I of course mean my comeback. I hope you enjoyed this game as much as I did, because I enjoyed it immensely. Lots of twists and turns, a bunch of turnarounds, game enders, you name it. Massive, massive land-based clashes. That was crazy. So thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate it greatly. If you enjoyed and you want to see more, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below describing what you would and wouldn't like to see. I will see you soon. Also, if you want one of your replays cast, if you think something interesting has happened, you can always send that replay to me by joining the Discord server. Link will be in the description. And then in that Discord server, you can post your replays in a specialized channel. Just make sure that the replay has no desyncs, because, you know, sometimes even if the game wasn't desynced, the replay still could be. So make sure that doesn't happen. And yeah, goodbye, take care everybody, and have a wonderful rest of your day.